Okay, I'll just check if my audio and video is completely fine and then I'll just start yapping. Everything is working fine. Give me a second. Do I need to increase the brightness? Let's try it out. Isn't it better? Things are just fine. So let us just begin. I should keep it over here, right under the camera. Okay, cool. Hmm. So yes, basically we were at the page number 40. We have already covered this in the last live and today we will continue our journey. And again we are reading this book, the Ashtavakra Mahagita. And yeah, that's mostly about it. Okay. This does not mean if you prick Buddha with a thorn. In this part we have already covered, like page number 40 is already covered. Okay. To be unresponsive means to become stone like, lifeless. The Buddha is not a stone. Okay. Another significant point is that no other animal kills his own kind. No lion kills another lion. No monkey murders another other monkeys. Man is the only animal who kills his own kind. Ants don't kill ants. Elephants don't kill elephants. Dogs don't kill dogs. They quarrel and fight, but they don't kill. They don't murder. Men are the only animal who murder one another. What is it in men that you are so worried about losing? What would be lost? Trees and plants are beautiful. Animals are very innocent. But I am not asking you to be like trees or plants or animals. I am not. I'm only saying drop the ego. Drop the ego. Very, 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 very important. Drop the ego. This is something that I need to do. Drop the freaking ego. And the second thing is, I have never said to cease responding to pleasure and pain. Ashtavakra has not said that either. To maintain an equanimity in happiness and pain does not mean ceasing to respond to pleasure and ceasing to respond to pleasure and pain. To maintain an equanimity in pleasure and pain means only this: I will remain a witness. If pain comes, I'll observe it. If happiness comes, I'll observe it. This does not mean if you prick Buddha with a thorn, he will not feel pain. If you prick Buddha with a thorn, he will feel pain, more pain than you do, because he is more sensitive than you are. Basically, you have become stone like, while Buddha is like a delicate lotus. When you prick Buddha with a thorn, he feels more pain than you do, but the pain is in the body. Knowing this, Buddha remains standing apart. He watches. Pain is happening. He knows pain is happening. Still, he does not identify himself with pain. And that's really difficult, right? Just reading it out is one thing, and it's very easy to say that be a witness. Whenever you're feeling pain, just be a witness. It doesn't work like that until and unless you have attained enlightenment like Buddha, or you have become too, like, you have so much control on yourself that you're not you are just witnessing your pain. Because I have been through this, so yeah, that's very difficult. I haven't achieved it yet. So pain is happening. Like Buddha, in case of Buddha, Buddha remains standing apart. He watches pain is happening. He knows pain is happening. Still, he does not identify himself with pain. He knows I am the knower. By inner nature, the knower. So basically, he's just looking at it as a mere witness or something like that, observer. Ashtavakra does not ask you to cease responding. He doesn't say that if your house catches fire, don't run out. Remain seated and you'll become a Buddha. He says that while running away, know that the house is burning, but you're not burning. And even if your body is burning, know that the body is burning, not you. Not you, as in not your being. So your being is eternal. Even if your body is gone, your being will still survive in one form or another. It does not mean you should allow your body to be burned. Take your body away from the fire. It does not say to cause any hardship to the body. To be unresponsive means to become stone like, lifeless. The Buddha is not a stone. Have you ever met anyone more compassionate than Buddha? Ashtavakra could not have been a stone. A river of love flowed through him. The sensitivity of those whom springs of love flow through has increased, not decreased. A great compassion descended through him, but you can misinterpret it. So he's like Osho is trying to point out that uh, even after attaining enlightenment, like in the case of both like Buddha and what I can say Ashtavakra also to some extent, he said that they both used to be very compassionate. They had that empathy. They are not like, okay, your body is not you actually, so you can like let it burn or let it hurt in some manner. And same goes with the other person as well. Like they're not someone who like see someone is getting hurt in one way or another, like physical pain and stuff, and they'll ignore it. No, they used to be very compassionate about it. And whoever has asked the question seems to have some kind of scriptural intellect, a bit too much garbage in the intellect. He has read a little, heard a little, gathered a little information. Now it churns out in him, not allowing him to listen, not allowing him to see. It goes on distorting things. The pilgrims all stopped. Water within is half jarred, outside it's frozen solid. On one side, unfathomable, quicksand or to the neck. On the other, an oceanic flood. Wild winds are blowing. The jungles have all bowed down. The pilgrims have all stopped. Closed doors, through open windows, eyes go on looking out. On the face of the sun, there are infinite black rods, like arrows of dust. Silent behind their mask, all are frightened. Over, overawed, seeing this, the pilgrims have all stopped. How long will you go on hiding behind these masks, these facades of intellectualism, of scholarship, of scriptural knowledge? How long will you hide behind these layers of thought? Push them aside and awaken the pure consciousness within you. Was like a seer, not as a thinker. Thinker means one in whom the mind process has started. So, if you want to understand Ashtavakra, you can understand only as consciousness, pure consciousness. If you fall into thought, you will not be able to understand Ashtavakra. You will miss. Ashtavakra is not a philosopher, Ashtavakra is not a thinker. Ashtavakra is a messenger of consciousness, of witnessing, pure witnessing, just watching. If there is unhappiness, observe it. If there is happiness, observe it. In unhappiness, don't become identified with unhappiness. In happiness, don't become identified with happiness. Let both come, let both go. Night has come, observe it. Day has come, observe it. At night, don't think you have become night. In the day, don't think you have become the day. Remain detached, beyond, transcendent, above, far away. Be identified with only thing. You are the observer, you are the witness. Hari Om Tat Sat. Okay, these are the words of Osho. Alright, now moving ahead. You are the observer of all, and in reality, always free. Your bondage is this: you see the other, not yourself, as the observer. So basically, we are observer, but we are observing other things around us, like be it other man, other women, other animal, or other materialistic thing around us, or whatever it is. But we are not seeing ourselves, like our body, as an observer. So our being is there, but we need to observe everything, be it our emotions, right? Be it the body inside whom like the being existed, not yourself, the observer. I am the doer, thus has the black serpent of ego bitten you. I am not the doer. Drink the nectar of trust and be happy. So just understand that you are not a doer, you're just a mere observer, nothing else. Because when you say that I'm a doer, then there is this ego that will say, okay, you are the doer, and the ego will keep you as far as possible from the ultimate truth or the consciousness basically. I am the one pure knowing, thus having burned the forest of your ignorance with the fire, with this fire of certainty and being beyond sorrow, be happy. This imaginary word is projected like a snake on a rope, knowing this, you are bliss, you are bliss, ultimate bliss. Thus wander happily. He who considers himself free is free, and he who considers himself bound is bound, because in the word the proverb is true: as you think, so you are. As you think, so you are. So, to some extent, like the manifestation point, right? As you think, so you are. Something that I needed to hear. So, think the way you want to lead your life, basically. Atma is a witness, all pervading, perfect, one free conscious, free from doing, non attached, desireless, peaceful because of illusion. It looks like the word. I'm an individual projected life. Drop this illusion and also the feeling of inner and outer, and awaken in the thought that you are the unchanging, conscious, non dual Atma. I'm an individual projected life. Drop this illusion and also the feeling of inner and outer, and awaken in the thought that you are the unchanging, conscious, non dual Atma. The first sutra, Ashtavakra, said, you are the one observer of all, and in reality, always free. Your bondage is this: you see the other, not yourself, as the observer. This sutra is extremely important. Understand each and every word of it, and each and every word correctly. You are the one observe, like you are the one observer of all, and in reality, always free. Ordinarily, we perceive our lives through the eyes of others. We use the eyes of others like a mirror. We forget the observer and become the observed. And it is natural. A child is born, he does not know anything of himself. Only by looking into the eyes of others will he know who he is. You cannot see your own face. You will have to look in a mirror. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you become the observed. You are no longer the observer. How much do you know of yourself? As much as the mirror reveals. The mother says, my child is beautiful. So the child thinks he is beautiful. The teacher in school says, you are intelligent, and you begin to believe yourself intelligent. If someone insults you, if someone condemns you, its tone penetrates you deeply. This is why your knowledge of ourselves seems to be so confused, because it is made of many voices, of many conflicting voices. Someone says you are beautiful, and someone else says you beautiful. Look at your face in a mirror. Both voices are taken in. Duality is created. Someone says you are very intelligent, and someone else says I have never seen such an idiot. Both voices are taken in. Both are collected. A great uneasiness arises. A deep split is created. This is why you are not certain about who you are. You have collected such a crowd of opinions. You have looked in so many mirrors, and each one has given you a different message. Mirrors have no message about you, their message is about themselves. Ah, that's really true. You must have seen mirrors in which you become tall, mirrors in which you become fat, in which you become extremely beautiful, mirrors in which you become extremely ugly, you become an Ashtavakra. The reflection in the mirror is not of you. The reflection is the mirror's nature. Conflicting opinions go on accumulating. You begin to believe that you are the accumulation of conflicting opinions. That is why you are always shaking, always afraid. How deep this fear of public opinion? What if people think bad of me? What if they should think me a fool? What if they think I am immoral? We become worried because we have shaped our being according to others. Good, okay, Gurjeef. Okay, I'm all right. So I'll Gurjeef. Gurjeef used to tell his disciples, if you want to know your soul, you'll have to leave other people alone. He was right. For centuries, masters have been saying this. If you want to know yourself, you'll have to stop looking for your image in the eyes of others. So, what the people think should not bother you at all is the crux of it. Because that like blur your opinions and stuff, right? As I see in many seekers, explorers of truth left society not because it is impossible to know truth while remaining in society, but because it is very difficult to know one's own face correctly while living in society. Here people go on giving feedback as to who you are, whether you ask or not. Images of who you go on pouring in from all sides, and by we begin to live by those images. I have heard we live by these images. Okay, I've heard a politician died, and no sooner had he died than his wife, who had died 2 years earlier, welcomed him at the gate of the other world. But the politician said, I won't enter yet. Let me go to the national burning ground along with my beer. The wife said, what is the use now? The body is lying there. It is clay. He replied, it's not clay. Let me see how many people have come to bid me goodbye. The politician and his wife began to walk with a procession. No one could see them, but they could see. There was a huge crowd. There were news reporters and photographers. Flags had been lowered. Flowers were heaped on the bier, which come on a military truck. Okay, have I caught something? Welcome to the stream, Pi. Welcome to the stream. Pi my FB. Pi my FB updates. Alright, welcome to the stream. You can check out the channel if you are into knowing spirituality, Osho, and book reading to be very precise. You can subscribe to the channel. Alright, let me know how are you, where are you from? Okay, he replied, it's not okay. Hmm. But they could see there was a huge crowd. There were news reporters and photographers. Flags had been lowered. Flowers were heaped on the bier, buyer, I think the pronunciation, which came on a military truck. Great respect was being demonstrated. There were guns in front of front and behind the buyer, and soldiers accompanied the procession. The politician was deeply moved. The wife asked, "Why are you so happy?" He said, "If I had known that so many people would come when I died, I would have died earlier. I should have died much earlier. Why did I wait so many years? But I lived so that such a large crowd would come when I died. People live for the crowd, people die for the crowd. What others say has become so important that you do not even ask who you are. You collect cuttings of what others say and make your self image. This image is bound to be very unsteady because people's minds go on changing. Not only do people's minds go on changing, their reasons also go on changing. Somebody comes to you and says, "You are a very virtuous person." This is nothing but flattery. Who considers you a virtuous person? No one here considers anyone beside himself virtuous. Just think about yourself. Do you consider anyone else virtuous? Sometimes you have to say it. There are needs, life problems, and you have to assert a lie as the truth. Call an evil man good. Praise an ugly person as beautiful. You have to resort to flattery. This is exactly why flattery is so valued. Why do people fall into the same to this into the snare of flattery? Even if you tell the most idiotic person that he is a genius, he does not deny it because he has no idea about himself. He listens to whatever you say. He becomes whatever you say. So reasons go on changing. One says beautiful, one says ugly, one says good, another says bad. This goes on accumulating. And on the basis of these opposing opinions, you fashion your being. You are riding on a bullock cart that has bullocks pulling. It is in all direction, and the cart tries to move in every direction at once. Your very bones get tired. You are only dragged. You reach nowhere. You cannot move. If you Today's first sutra, just a second. Today's first sutra says, "You are the one observer of all, and in reality, always free." The individual is the observer, not the observed. There are three types of people: those who become objects to be seen, performers. They are the deepest dark. They are in the deepest darkness. Second are those who have become spectators. They are a little better than the first, but there is not much difference. Third are those who have become the observer. It is good to understand these three distinctly. Spectators and like performers, spectators, and the last one, observer. What do you become? The observe. When you become the observed, you become a thing. You have lost your soul. It is difficult to find a soul in a political leader. It is difficult to find a soul in an actor. He has become an object to be seen. He lives to be an object to be seen. His whole effort is to impress people. How to look good, how to look beautiful, how to look the best. It is not an effort to be the best, but an effort to appear the best. Okay, there is this difference between these two. Like, it is not effort to be the best, they are trying to appear themselves as best. That's why even in the present time, if we talk about PR and everything, right? So that's why they are, what I can say, in trend nowadays. Everyone wants to do their PR. They want to clean their public image, no matter what wrong doings they are doing in their own life, but in front of the public they want to have a clear image. When you become the observed, you become a thing. You have lost your soul. It is difficult to find a soul in a political leader. It is difficult to find a soul in an actor. He has become an object to be seen. He lives to be an object to be seen. His whole effort is to impress people, how to look good, how to look beautiful, how to look the best. It is not the effort to be the best, but an effort to appear the best. One who becomes observed becomes a hypocrite. He covers his face with a mask. He presents a good outward show but is rotting inside. So, if you want this for yourself, you can keep on doing these things. Second are those who have become spectators. They are the vast crowd. Naturally, the first type of people needs the second type. Otherwise, how can people become performers? Someone becomes a politician, he gets a crowd to clap for him. There is a great harmony between them. A leader needs follower. If someone is dancing, spectators are needed. If someone sings, listeners are needed. Hence, some busy themselves as performers and some remain spectators. Spectators are the vast crowd. Western psychologists are very worried because people are becoming mere spectators. They go to the movies, switch on the radio, or sit in front of the television for hours. In America, the average person spends about 6 hours a day watching television. If there is a football game, they watch it. A wrestling match, they watch it. A baseball game or the Olympics, they watch it. In India, IPL is going on, everybody is watching it. I'm not saying it is correct or wrong. I'm just giving you a perspective, all right? So throughout this, reading this particular book and telling about my particular explanation is based on my understanding. It is completely, what I can say, related to me only in one sense or another. So just don't take it in a, like, don't take it as a gospel of truth, right? People don't do it, but yeah, sometimes people can feel offended, which is not required here. If you still do these things, completely fine. If you don't do these things, again, completely fine. It's your will. And that's what we are trying to find out by reading this particular book. We are trying to understand our own consciousness. We should not be bothered about what the other people are trying to, what I can say, get out of us and how they want us to behave in front of them, right? So Western psychologists are very worried because people are becoming mere spectators. They go to the movies, switch on the radio, or sit in front of the television for hours. In America, the average person spends about 6 hours a day watching television. If there is a football game, they watch it. A wrestling match, they watch it. A baseball game or the Olympics, they watch it. Now they have become mere spectators. Spectators standing at the side of the road. The procession of life passes and go on watching. There are some who have joined the procession. That is harder. There is much competition. To join the procession is not so easy. A lot of fighting and aggression are required, but spectators are also needed to watch the procession. They stand on the sides of the watch. If they are not there, the procession too will disappear. Imagine if followers did not come, what would happen to the leaders? Alone shouting, "Let our flag fly high." They would look like great idiots. They would look insane. But spectators are needed. A crowd is needed. Then even madness looks right, which is really true in current time, right? If there is this crowd, then even the madness, like, people are ready to see the madness as well. And even the madness looks right if the people or the spectators are around it. Imagine a cricket match is going on and no one comes to watch it. The match will be dead. The juice in the match is not in the match itself, it is in the thousands of people who gather to watch it. Man is wonderful. He even goes to see horse races. The whole of Koragia, Koregaon Park, okay, this is some place, right. Koregaon Park is full of horse race enthusiasts. It is very strange. No horse would go to watch men run. Horses run and men come to see. Man has fallen even below horses. Alright. Life is spent watching, just watching spectators. Now, there is this difference between spectators and observer. We'll understand it in a while. The first category of people we understood, they are the performers who are trying to portray a certain kind of image or who are acting on the basis of how the people are, you know, willing to see them. So they are behaving as per the opinion of other people, right? Opinions of other people, to be very precise. Now there is the second category, spectators, which we are trying to understand now. The third one will be the observer. So we will understand it in a while. Life is spent watching, just watching. Spectators, you do not love, you watch love making in films. You do not dance, you watch someone else dance. You do not sing, you listen to someone else sing. Is it surprising if your life becomes impotent? if all life energy is lost, there is no movement, no flow of energy in your life. You sit like a corpse. Your sole function is to go on watching. Someone goes on watching. Someone goes on showing. You go on watching. These two types are abundant in the world, one bound to the other. Psychologists say there are two poles to each illness. There are people psychologists call masochists. Okay, masochists. Okay, they torture themselves. Masochists torture themselves. Okay, and there is another type which psychologists call sadist. They take delight in torturing others. Both are needed. So when these two get together, it becomes a scene of great merriment. So masochists are the one who are torture, who loves to torture themselves, and sadists who are delighted seeing someone else getting tortured in one way or another. So if they both will be in company to each other, it will be scene of great merriment. Psychologists say you can't find a better couple than where the husband is a sadist and the wife is a masochist. The woman enjoys torturing herself, the husband enjoys torturing others. A wedding made in heaven. One is blind, the other is a leper. Well suited, a perfect fit. Every illness has two polarities, the performer and the spectators. Spectators are two poles of the same disease. Usually, women like to be watched and men like to be spectators. In the language of psychology, women are exhibition, exhibitionists. Their whole interest is in ostentatious display. Once Mullah Nasruddin was swatting flies. There were too many around, and his wife had asked him to get rid of them. He was standing near the mirror, swatting them. He said, "Look at these two sea flies sitting here." The wife remarked, "This is too much. How do you know whether they are male or female?" He replied, "They have been on the mirror for the last hour. They must be female. What would a male do on the mirror?" Okay, that's a hilarious. Like, this is one way Osho conveys ideas. Women cannot live without a mirror. When they see a mirror, it pulls them like a magnet. Their whole life is spent in front of it, trying on clothes and dresses, trying on jewelry and adorning themselves. And the surprising thing is that when the woman goes out totally dressed up, if someone pinches her, she becomes angry. If no one harasses her, then too she is unhappy because so much preparation was made to be provocative, to provoke harassment. Otherwise, what was the need? Women do not bother to dress up in front of their husbands. They remain perfect hags in front of their husbands because with him, chasing and seduction have long stopped. But if she has to go out, she'll take a lot of time prepare. She will have spectators. She will be on a stage. आवाज नहीं आ रही है. How come? Wait a second. Sunday, welcome to the stream. From my end, everything is fine. मेरी आवाज़ क्लियरली आ रही है. मेरी आवाज़ क्लियरली आ रही है दोस्त. मैं अपने दूसरे मेरे एंड से क्लियर है दोस्त. अब जब डब्बा करना पड़ेगा ये. Everything is fine from my end. Everything is fine from my end, brother. Check out your end. Okay? Just restart. If you can understand the what I can say sign language, then just restart. Okay. Psychologists say man is a voyeur. His whole focus is in viewing. His whole interest. Okay, where were we? Okay, psychologists say man is a voyeur. His whole focus is in viewing. His whole interest is to see. Woman is not interested in seeing. She is interested in exhibiting herself. That is why a man woman pair fit each other. Both sides of the illness are there simultaneously, and both states are unhealthy. Ashtavakra says man's nature is to be sheer, an observer. It is neither to be performer nor a spectator. Never confuse these two again. Many times I have seen people make this mistake. They think they have become the observer when they have become a spectator. There is a very fundamental distinction between these two words. The dictionary may not show the difference. There, spectators and observer may have the same meaning, but in the dictionary of life, there is a great difference. A spectator is one whose eyes are on others, and the observer is one whose eyes are on himself. Now, this is the clear cut difference between an observer and a spectator. A spectator is one whose eyes are on others, and the observer is one whose eyes are on himself. And Ashtavakra, Osho, everyone is trying to say that become an observer, right? When the eyes are on the object, you are a spectator. When the eyes are on the seer, you are an observer. It is a revolutionary distinction, very fundamental. When your eyes stop on the object and you forget yourself, then you are a spectator. When all objects of visions have departed, when you and only you are there, only awakening remains, only alertness remains, then you are an observer. When you are a spectator, you become completely oblivious. Alright, let's go through this once again. When the eyes are on the object, you are a spectator. When the eyes are on the seer, you are an observer. It is a revolutionary distinction, very fundamental. When your eyes stop on the object, you forget yourself. Then you are a spectator. When all the objects of vision have departed, when you and only you are there, only awakening remains, only alertness remains, then you are an observer. When you are a spectator, you become completely oblivious. You forget yourself completely. Your attention gets stuck here, like there. You go to the movies, and for 3 hours, you forget yourself. You don't even remember who you are. You forget all worries and anxieties. This is why crowds trust that there is so much worry, anxiety, trouble in living. A method of forgetting is needed. People become completely one pointed. Only at the movies in is their total attention is focused. They see actually there is nothing on the screen, just shadows go on flickering, but people are all attention. They forget their illness, their anxieties, their old age, and even if death comes, they will forget that. But remember, have only you have not become an observer in the theater. You have become a spectator. You have forgotten yourself. You have no memory of who you are. You have lost all memory on the energy of seeing which is within you. You have stopped at the object in front of you. You are totally drowned in it. Okay, alright. I really want to read further, but I might have to like end this live stream as of now. I'll do it later on. I have some tasks to complete. So yeah, we are at page, like we will start from page number 46 after this. Okay. Alright, so the people who are looking at who are at my channel for the first time, make sure that you are subscribing to the channel only and only if you feel like this is going to add values in your life. Okay, so like, share, and subscribe. We'll meet next time. Till then, stay healthy, stay safe, take care, have fun. Bye bye. Thank you so much, universe. Thank you so much, Radharanji. Have fun. Peace out.